Welcome to the RoseCityCast with your host, the Rose City Kid. Yes, if you're listening to this, the RoseCityCast is the name that I decided to go with for the podcast. Um, and I will be going by the Rose City Kid from now on. So today's episode is a little different. The first one, I had a guest with me. It was mainly a little test, but we were having a little bit more fun with it. Just messing around. But today, I actually want to talk about something serious. It's something that I know a lot of people deal with it. But today I want to talk about mental health. And not just mental health in general. I mean, I'll cover some of those areas as well, but in specific, men's mental health. Because believe it or not, we feel things too. Mental health has definitely been something that I've struggled with most of my life. A lot of people who know me, they would usually believe that I'm happy or, just in a good mood in general or just I'm fine basically. But that's not the case. The thing is, I'm very good at hiding it. I'm not, especially if you know me, you know that I'm not one to really talk. I don't mean in a way I stay quiet all the time. I don't ever speak to anybody. I mean as in I don't really talk about things that I'm dealing with. I've never been a super open person. Now, there's people who are completely fine with opening up about that. That's them. I wish I was like that. But truth is, I'm not. And yeah, honestly, I was a little worried about talking about this, just because again I don't open up usually, especially not to just anyone, for anyone to hear. Usually it's to somebody who I find comfort in, or if I'm at the point where I just can't hold it in. I'm at the point where it's just I'm too tired of trying to hide it, and I just end up speaking. The point I really want to make though with all this is mental health is definitely not something to be messed around with, especially men's mental health, because believe it or not, we go through a lot. A lot of us tend to repress what we feel. If I'm using the right word, if I'm not, please correct me. A lot of us tend to just not feel I guess you could say safe to open up. It's something that it's pretty difficult to deal with, honestly, especially if it just builds up and builds up more and more. And there's gonna be a point where you kind of just have to let it all out, because if you don't, you will genuinely go crazy. It's happened to me where I've had plenty of mental breakdowns. I'll be completely honest with you. I've had mental breakdowns. I've had anxiety attacks. I'm a very anxious person, which is why you'll see that a lot of the time I'm either shaking or I'm just fidgety. I can't stay still. My anxiety has stopped me from doing so much, which really sucks, because there's so many opportunities that I had to further my career, not only musically but in whatever I wanted to do. I wasn't able to, because I always freeze up, or I just get to the point where I'm I need to leave. I can't be here. I'm about to panic. And it's just, it really, really sucks. because there's not a lot that I can do about it. Like, one thing I'm passionate about is music, and usually that could help me in a normal situation, but I've been at points where not even that helps and I can't do anything about it. Along with that, I have depression. I suffer from depression, and I guarantee you a lot of people that know me wouldn't even know that. It's crazy how good I got at hiding that. I don't like to really show that side of me. I don't really like that side being there. um Unfortunately, I've been in situations where I felt like I should just be gone. And okay, I'm back. Sorry, I needed to take a little break after that. Um it's just this just isn't easy for me to speak about. It's not something that, I could talk about without at least getting a little bit emotional. But yeah, no, let's carry on. So as I was saying, um there's times where depression really hits hard. Like, I've had weeks where I'm in bed all day, I won't eat nothing, I don't go anywhere, I just feel super weak, super tired, and it's not good. It's obviously it's not good, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it sucks because you feel like you can't do nothing about it. You can put the effort into, actually getting out of bed, actually trying to put something in your stomach. Now, yes, that's a lot easier said than done. But honestly, if you don't put any effort into anything and try into trying to feel better, into into trying to eat something, trying to communicate with people, you're never gonna get better, or at least get out of that place for the moment. And I know for it's back to what I was talking about earlier when I said I was good at hiding it. That should be a sign to check on your friends, check on all of them. Honestly, even if they seem like they're the happiest person, check on them, because chances are they're really not as happy as you think they are, or as they make it seem. And I've dealt with that personally. I've had friends who would seem perfectly fine, but inside they're just super depressed, just tired of everything, things like that. That's not healthy to keep in, which is honestly part of the reason why I'm even recording this, because I have that habit of keeping everything inside, and it's gonna catch up to me sooner or later. Like, it's all gonna come out, and I definitely need to work on communicating it. I need to work on talking to people about it, um, which it really has not been easy, and it won't be. I know that for a fact. To anybody who wants to try to start communicating how you feel more, it's not gonna be easy. I'm gonna be real with you, but you have to try. You have to, because if not, it's not gonna end well. It really won't. I've already gone so far with it to the point where I've been in situations where I feel like my time is up because of how I feel on the inside, and constantly with headaches, just feeling weak, drowsy, everything. It's not fun. Don't keep stuff in. If you are depressed, or if you feel just like the weight of the world is on your shoulders for any reason, just if you have any problems, and you feel your mental health going downhill, sorry, please talk to somebody, anybody. If you trust somebody with everything, tell them. If you have a best friend, tell them. Family members, let people know. You have to. Things will end up way better for you if you actually talk about it. I learned that the hard way. And it was unfortunate that I had to learn that way, but two people who I was very close to ended up killing themselves. And to this day, that hurts me so much because I still feel like there was more that I could have done. Even if there wasn't, I still have that feeling that if only I did more, they still would have been here. Now, whether that's true or not, that's up to you to decide. But personally, I know that there wasn't anything else I could do. But in the back of my mind, I still have that thought. Oh, what if I talk to them more? Even if I talk to them every day, like, I still felt like it wasn't enough. Just because you wouldn't expect it either. You wouldn't expect it from them. I'm not going to say their names, obviously, out of respect. But if you know who I'm talking about, then you understand the type of pain that I'm going through with this. It's just people hide it so well, and I'm one of those people. Again, so everything that I'm talking about right now, I know from experience. They will hide it so well, and you never notice until it's too late. And if I'm being completely honest, the last time I had any thoughts like that was just this last month. And nobody ever would have guessed. Ever. Nobody would have known. Because I don't speak about stuff. I feel like I physically can't. And a lot of guys feel like that too. They feel like they just can't talk about anything. Whether it be because they feel like they're going to be made fun of, whether it be because they feel like it's not manly to talk about how you feel. Forget all of that, honestly. Forget all of it and communicate. Because I guarantee you, there's people who would rather hear what you're going through than have to sit at your funeral. I guarantee you that. Even if it seems like nobody does, there definitely is somebody who does. Okay, I'm back. I'm good now. Again, sorry I had to take a little break. Um, but yeah, men's mental health. It's something that a lot of guys deal with. Or sorry, not deal with, have issues with. And I know there's people who make the argument like, oh, it's because we have been told to like suck it up because we're men, or we're not manly if we show some emotion. Which, honestly, there's some truth in it. There is. Because I see it happen. And I feel like it shouldn't be like that. Like, yeah, you could be a guy, but that doesn't mean that just because you show emotion that you're any less of a man. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you are a human. Humans have emotions. That's just what it is. So for you to feel like you need to keep those emotions inside and not show any type of emotion, it's not okay. It's really not. Because you're gonna end up so much more stressed out than you really should be. And that I also know from experience. But yes, please, if there's anything you need to talk about, just talk about it. Or if not, find ways to deal with to deal with any type of stress that you're having, any type of like depression. Find a way to cope with it a healthy way, might I add. And just try to put in that effort to make yourself feel better. Try to put in that effort to make it through the day, make it through the week, through a month, and just keep going on and on. You know what I mean? Just basically keep pushing through. No matter how hard things get, and no matter how bad your life may seem at that point, if you just keep pushing through, eventually you will get to a point in your life where you can actually be happy, where you can feel free, where you can feel like nobody is holding you back from anything, which is where I want to get in life. Now, again, that is easier said than done. 100% easier said than done. But it's all about the effort. I'm telling you, if back then, if I never would have put any effort, not even back then, just even recently, if I never put in any effort to try to deal with what I was going through, or to try to just keep pushing through it all, honestly, I probably wouldn't even be here. I probably wouldn't. It pains me to say that. But I'm also happy that I made it, though. Because even if there's times where I feel alone, I know that there's people who are going to be upset that I'm gone. I know there's people who care about me. I know there's people who I wouldn't want to disappoint by leaving them behind. It's not a good feeling. It's not. And I know a lot of people who are listening to this right now, you might be feeling a certain way about everything around you. You might hate it all, you might be tired of all of it. You might even love it. Who knows? If you do, I'm glad. I'm happy for you. Because you should be happy in life. You really should. For those who don't feel that way, hit somebody up. Chances are they've been through the same thing you've been through. Just try to talk it out with people. Find comfort in somebody. And if you know me and you're listening to this and you feel some type of way, like if you feel like you're just super like stressed out, just as if you don't matter, as if you're not, like, you feel like you're not worth it, hit me up. I will gladly talk to you about it. I will gladly help you through it. I have no problem with that whatsoever. It would be my pleasure to help you. Don't be afraid. I understand that sometimes opening up to people, you feel like you're going to be made fun of, or they're just going to downplay everything you say. But I'm not one of those people. So again, if you know me, don't be afraid to hit me up. I would love for you to do that, honestly. Now, this recording has been a little bit all over the place, I'll admit it. I said I was going to talk about men's mental health. I may have been mainly talking about mine. But, like I said, it is something hard for me to talk about. So I didn't really, structure it correctly. But, yeah, the point I want to make is, if you are going through something and you feel like there's nobody there that can help you, please just hit people up. Just text somebody, call somebody, just try to get help wherever. And I want you to make a promise to not only me, but to yourself, That the next time you're in a situation where you feel worthless, where you feel like you'd be better off dead, call somebody. Go find some help. Go talk to somebody. I would rather have you explain your story and tell me all about your problems than to have to hear about them after you're dead. So please, remember to just keep putting in the effort, keep pushing through it all, no matter how hard it gets. And I'm telling you right now, eventually, maybe it won't be soon, maybe it will be. I can't say for sure, but I can guarantee you that eventually one day you'll finally be able to be happy. You'll finally be able to feel as if there's no weight on your shoulders, as if you were meant to be there. Because you are. You have a purpose for being here. There's a reason that you're still alive. Especially for those who've tried to commit suicide. If you are still here, then there's a reason. There's definitely a reason. You were meant to do something. And even if you don't know what it is yet, I'm telling you, once you find out, you will feel so much better about yourself. So don't give up. Really, don't quit on anything just because things get rough. Yes, life ain't fair. I know there's some people who still prefer not to accept the fact that life isn't fair. But if I'm being real, you can't live in a fairy tale world forever. Eventually you're gonna have to come back to reality and realize none of this is fair. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I mean, there's some people who get things handed to them, some people, they're living great lives. Even if that's not you in that position, don't think any less of yourself. Don't think any less of your life. Be happy with what you got. Because, honestly, we don't know when we're going to be gone. You don't know when maybe one of your closest friends will be gone. You don't know when a family member will be gone. For whatever reason, they're gone. Just remember, there's people who love you, and there's people who care for you and would love to listen to what you have to say. I want to apologize for today's episode being a little short. Keep in mind, it's kind of just me today instead of me and another person talking. So yeah, so it is a little bit harder to fill up time when it's just you. But I want to thank you guys for listening. I want to thank you for the people who have already subscribed to my channel. I highly appreciate that. I want to thank the people who shared my first episode and tried to get it attention. Also appreciate that. But yeah, this is where I stop. So, until next time, thank you for listening to the Rose City Cast. I'm your host, the Rose City Kid.